Up next on the list here, we have the Fidelity Large Cap Growth Index Fund. This is another index mutual fund that has to be purchased exclusively through the Fidelity investment platform. In terms of the benchmark here for this index fund, this aims to replicate the performance of the Russell 1000 Growth Index as close as possible. So if we toggle off this large cap growth chart and we simply look at FSPGX versus the Russell 1000, if we toggle that off, you can see that it mirrors that almost identically. So this is tracking the Russell 1000 Growth Index very closely. The Russell 1000 Growth Index represents the top 1000 stocks in the US stock market. However, this large cap index fund only tracks the top 400 of those 1000 companies. If we click over here to portfolio composition, just like before, we can see what are the top holdings. And as you can see, this has much more weight here in information technology. Before we were looking at about 30%. This has 48% or almost 50% of your money in information technology. This is going to be a more aggressive investment, which means that it could have higher potential returns in a strong economy. But if there is a bear market that takes place, for example, this is going to get hit harder than something like the Fidelity 500 fund because there is more risk in the portfolio. The other thing you want to know about this here is if we scroll down, this is going to show you the top 10 holdings, and you can see how a lot more of your money is in big tech. 12% of this, even about almost 12.5%, goes right into Apple, 11.5% into Microsoft, about 10% into Nvidia, and so forth into those same companies. It's just more weight going into the big tech growth names. If we take a look here at the fees and distributions, the fees are a little bit higher here, coming in at a net expense ratio of 0.035%, but this is still very, very inexpensive compared to the industry averages.